Welcome back, guys. So let me continue with the previous video. Okay, so here so far we have seen about how to use JSON and all those things, and as I told in earlier video, it is actually everything is printing in the single line. Okay, so now we want to see it is a single table kind of thing without much coding. Instead of we doing all those things, let us have Python to do that. Okay, so for that we are going to use the module pandas. Okay, Pandas basically it is a very advanced and very useful module, which is basically being used in data science as well, and there are few other modules being used in data science, but for us now we are going to use Pandas modules only. Okay, so just take Pandas, and for simplification you can make it as import Pandas as PD, and obviously you will get this red color because the module is not installed. Okay, so just go ahead and do install package Pandas. Meanwhile, I'm going to delete all these lines because we are going to use whatever we got from this JSON. Okay, so now we have the dictionary, that is R. Okay, so let me show you how to do that. Pandas is still installing. Wait for some time. Okay, the Pandas module is installed, and can just close it. You can create a data frame out of this. I'm not going to explain how this Pandas is going to work and all those things. I'm straight away you're going to use this. You can just use. Okay, still it looks like Pandas is not installed properly. Yeah, so now it got installed. So once it is installed, you will get to see this. Okay, fine. So now we are going to create data frame. df is nothing but just a variable I'm going to create. It is going to be the Pandas data series. Okay, if you want to know more about Pandas, you can just take a documentation, that would be helpful. Okay, so now I'm going to use pandas.dataframe, and okay, so before starting this, here let me recall this print R. Okay, if you see the R, okay, you're getting such data like declines is one variable, and then you're having data, and then you will be having advances as well at the end. Okay, and where is that advances? Somewhere it was there. Okay, so here till this part the data field is over, and after that you are having advances, unchanged, trade value some million. So it means in that day 30 stocks went up. Okay, and unchanged, trade value some time, whatever the date, and trade volume some million, and all those things it is getting. Okay, so with this there are certain fields which is not common in the table. Say for example, let me open a Excel. I don't know whether I have Excel in this. Okay, I don't have Excel, but to explain it further, say for example the advances and everything is a one-time value, but you can't convert that into a table. Okay, but this one is you can have as a symbol, so there will be a multiple symbols will be there. Let me go through this one only. Okay, so if you see here in this, you can see these are all actually the table, but advances is the common value. Okay, so this is actually we need to have something as like this table only. Okay, so to do that, what we need is only this field is we are much interested, because this is going to give what is going to come in this. Okay, so for that we are going to just take R of data, and if we give, it's going to give as R of data, and you will get only this one. Okay, and if you say basically this is a list. Fine, so now we are going to create a data frame, and the data frame you can directly call that, but before calling that let me explain the pandas a few basic concepts. basically everything is a data frame, it will be called as, and it is a pandas series. Okay, so how we will define a pandas data series is when you call df equal to pd.DataFrame, this will give you the empty data frame. Okay, say for example if I print df, okay, this will give you empty data frame. Okay, this empty data frame, there is no column and there is no index. Index is basically every table there will be index. Okay, so now let me add some values. Say for example it should be list of values, and I'm just adding 1 comma 2 comma 3. Okay, so I'm just printing it. Okay, so what you're getting is there is no column name, and the column name is taken as 0 since there is nothing, and this 0 1 2 is index value, and this one is like the actual value what you are given. And now if you want to add another column, just give 4 5 6. Okay, you'll get it as the index, it has, this is considered as index, and this one is considered as a value. Okay, instead of that, how you have to add is, say this actually the first value is data. Okay, so this would be like this, and give 4 5 6. Okay, let us see. So you got it now. So 1 2 3 4 5 6. So there are only 2 rows, so this is considered as rows, 1 row, and this is considered as second row. Okay, so you have seen this, and this is basically a list. From list the data frame automatically take the values. Okay, fine. And if there is any dictionary value, you can create from dictionary also. Say let us declare a dictionary, dic val equal to, I'm just giving Wipro price as 500, and this one is in fee as 600. I'm not sure it's going to work, but let us see. pd.DataFrame, you have to use from date value. Okay, it will not work, but let me show you. Okay, so you got an error because everything we have passed as this dictionary value, and there is no index. Why I am showing this is, when you are doing this you may end up facing this type of error. That's why I am showing. So if you face any error like value error, if you are using all scalar values, you must pass an index. There needs to, you need to provide the index here. Okay, so in the data frame you can just give index equal to, you can give, we are having 2 values, so that you can just give 1 comma 2. Okay, if you execute this, throwing error. Sorry, I made a mistake. When you give from text, okay, it should contain a kind of a list of nested hash. Say for example, let me make it this way. Again I'm making a dictionary here. Okay, and I'm just giving open. Okay, and then I'm giving high as 600, and I'm closing this. Okay, so similarly for infi I am adding parameter. Again it's a kind of nested hash dictionary. Okay, it is also having open, so it should have the same thing. Okay, so now open 5000. If anyone having infi share which wants you to go 5000, let's see. High and give 7000. Okay, and you are closing this thing. So now what will happen is, this Wipro, it is going to be the index thing. Okay, and here infi will be index thing, and it is having open and all those things. So let us execute this from dictionary value. When you execute, you will get it like this. So Wipro is coming here and Infi is coming here. So for Wipro the high value is 600 and the Infi the high value is 7000 and everything it is coming. Okay, and if you want it to be transposed, which means the symbol should come in this way, you can make it as transpose. Okay, so now make it as like this so that Wipro and Infi is coming here. Okay, and for simplification, if you don't have this type of like one as a key like this and which is having again a dictionary and which is simple as how we have done earlier, maybe let me show you. I'm just doing Control Z, undoing the what I have done. Okay, so this is what we have done. In this is not needed, so tick value can be directly done, so you can just give tick val. Okay, when you run this, okay, again it is throwing error message. How this needs to be is proper dictionary value we have to give. So what you can do is we can make it as same thing we can give. Okay, so Wipro, sorry, so this is what how we need to give. So for high the Wipro value is 500 and Infi the value is 7000 high value. So if you want to give like this, it should be in this format directly. Sometime it will not work. Okay, so you are getting like this. So I deleted those two lines. Now we'll go for what we get it from this request.data. Okay, so when you run this, so you're getting this data. We have to just taken the data only. Okay, so this is actually a list. Okay, fine. Now construct a data frame, pd.dataframe, and directly you can give that data. Okay, and execute this. Sorry, you need to print. Okay, print it. You got the data. Okay, so if anyone is observed, there is everything is dot because the index value is 00 and first column it is showing as corporate act and then year percentage it is showing and remaining everything is showing this. And here also you can see it means more data is there. If you go to the bottom, it is showing 50 rows and 23 columns. Okay, by default if the pandas have certain limits, you can just google it. So 4 columns or something and it will display. If you want to display something like this and if you want to show like this, you need to mention that the number of columns you have to provide. Okay, so to do that, first what we have to do is, before decline, maybe in the top itself you can give pd dot set option display dot width. Okay, so you are giving 1500, so it means the width of this will be 1500. Okay, and then you have to give maximum row and maximum column. And one more thing, in PyCharm, wherever whichever line you are having clicking on this, and if you press Ctrl D, that line will be copied. Okay, so I have copied like this, and now I am making max rows and here I am making max columns. Okay, so now we have set the width should be 1500 with this 1500 and the max number of rows is you can have 150 something and columns you can have 50. Okay, so let us execute this and we'll see. So now you can see the pandas has print the database, I mean the data like this. This is index and then you are getting this thing, everything, all the columns will be there. Okay, but where is the symbol is here, but actually if you want to change the order, you can change that as well. So now what you can do is just give df, note there is double open bracket, I mean double list thing, and you can give symbol and then what you want, if you want open and then close this bracket. Okay, high and low LTP and MPC, everything you can give. Okay. Okay, so we have added few columns. When you are going to it's going to print this only this since this column is execute and execute, you get only these columns. So it's up to you. Whatever column you want, and you want whatever the columns there, you print list of DF simply, and that will give you the column headers as a list. Okay, so you can see here symbol open, high, low, LTP only, because we have used this column. So if you change this, commented out this and then run, you can find all the values, column headers. Okay, see, for example, I'm just copying this. It's not copied well. Okay, so now I have copied these many values are there. It's up to you to choose whatever value you want, and you can use it. Say, assume that if you want to change the order, so what you can do is just use df equal to df of open bracket and then make the open bracket. So now you want to display the symbol at first, just add a symbol in the beginning, and you can remove the symbol later here. Okay, and similarly if you want high and low to be together, I'm just giving an example, it's up to you to change whatever you want. Okay, so remove this low value from here. Okay, now I'm going to execute this. So now the symbol came first. Okay, so let me show you. Symbol came first and high and low came together. Earlier it was different. So similar way you can change whatever you want. Okay, so now this is going it is displaying all the values, and if you want to display only the first few values, what you can do is just give print df of head, and you can specify first 5 values only you want, means so the first 5 value only will be displayed. So you can see here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Index starts with 0, so it is showing like this. Okay, similarly if you want the last few lines, you can just give df.tail and give 5, and the last 5 values only will be displayed. Okay, so from 45, 46, 47, 48, the last 5 values are displayed here. Okay, well, so if you use df.tail or df.head, everything will be displayed as a data series, which means it is actually a Pandas data object. But sometimes you may want to get the value of particular series, high or something like that. Okay, so now I'm printing only the high values, the last 5 high values. Okay, so you can use tail of 5. So you should be able to see these values as separate. Only that particular column will be displayed. Okay, you can see here. If you see, there is no header came here, and still it is come as a data series object. Okay, well, so you may want to get the value of only the particular value. Okay, so this you can just have df and then give high and then give I location. Okay, index location, and you have to give -1. So -1, obviously it starts with the last value, so you are going to get 628.95. Okay, well, so you got this as particular value, and if you see, this will come as a string value. Note, whatever value you are getting there will be the string only. So you can see whatever the value got is a string one. Okay, okay, so similarly if you want to add last from third column from the last, it will show the value. Since we have used type, remove the type, you will get the value. So it is 3333, and you can see here, so the last from the third value. So this is -1, -2 and -. Okay, so in the beginning I have told about index. So every value will be done as index only. Say for example, now you want to get the value of high value of Sunpharma from this table. The index will be 0. Okay, So to get that value, what you have to do is, I'm just printing here for differentiation. Okay, in Python, if you do like this, like any string followed by star and the count, it will print this particular character multiplied by this time. It means 50 stars will be printed. If you execute this, you can see, so this 50 stars is printed. Okay, so the next line is print. We are going to get based on the index. So now you have to give loc location and give the index value is 0, and then at you want high value, which means for sun farmer we are going to get the high value. Okay, so if you run, you will get 610 because we are getting it from the 0. The high value is 610. Okay, but in the real time, right, sometime we will not be able to know what exactly the index, because the JSON format will get changed based on the value, the percentage change, it will get changed. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to change this symbol into the index for easy access. To do that, what you have to do is just doing again, adding the star. Okay, first you have to set the index, df.set index. So for this data frame we are setting the index. It could be symbol. Okay, the column name should be there, whatever the column header name only you have to give. Okay, and then give in place equal to true. Okay, if you print df now, it will have symbol as the index. You can see here, so the index value will have the symbol. You can see. Okay, in the previous print you can see there is one more column, the numeric value. Okay, now if you call this function printing, and instead of 0 just give sun farmer directly and execute this, and you get this, and directly you can call vpro. Okay, so vpro high value, you got it. Okay, I have shown dot location and dot add function, and head, tail, and integer location also I have shown how to access that. And there are a few other, I mean, lot of advantages are there, but we have seen certain things only. But anyhow, let me show you few other things. So now we are printing. Let us create one more thing, df1 equal to df, where we are taking df high value, or we can take the df last traded price. Okay, and greater than 500. Okay, and print df1. For easy access, I am commenting out all these things. Okay, I think you might have aware what you have done. Okay, so it is, the column name should be, the P is capital, so it should be in that format. Okay, LTP is well, as I have shown earlier in this output somewhere, every value is a string value. All this JSON format what is coming from the Nifty site is a string format, and that is why we are not able to perform the numeric operation here, because this is string and we are comparing with 500. Okay, so for that we need to convert this series to numeric first. To do that, you can just give pd.toNumeric, it is having that, and you can give df. I'm not sure whether this will work, but let us see. Okay, so it was not working earlier, so I just deleted those lines, numeric. The reason is it was having that, let me show you again. Okay, so it is having that, it is not able to convert that value. Okay, now let me show that again to you. Okay, we are trying to convert a period numeric, and then we are having LTP. Okay, and we are making this as 500. Okay, and this will throw you error because it was not able to convert this particular value. Okay, the reason is it is having this comma, and it was not able to convert using this default function what is already there. So here we need to write our own custom function. So you know how to write a function, just give, and this is a convert value, so you can use convert rupee, and value is the parameter you are passing. Okay, and you are having a new value, so it is nothing but you are replacing comma as empty string. Okay, and then you are returning this as a float value of new value. Okay, so now you have to apply this df. You are storing it there back again in the LTP only, so you are giving it as df LTP dot apply, and you are calling this function convert rupee. Okay, so what will happen now is, so the LTP is changed, and we are applying a custom function called convert rupee, so that the comma will get replaced. Okay, so now what I am doing is, this is not needed, pd.numeric is not needed, so directly we are having df1, so df, and we are adding a condition here, so df of LTP greater than 500, so which means any value which is greater than 500 only it's going to display, and we are printing only the LTP column. So let us execute this. So we got this. Okay, so in this you can see it will throw you only, I mean, out of 50 stocks it will show you only above 600. So assume that, let me make it as 26,000. Okay, so now you should see only, I think, Acer motor or MRF. Yeah, so Acer motor you are seeing, because only one stock which is higher than 26,000. Okay, or you can check anything, 10,000 also you can check, and you get only this one. Out of this Nifty, only this stock is greater than 10,000 stocks. And similarly you can make it as between also, say you can have it as, it should be above 500 and less than 2000 you can keep. Okay, so the whatever stocks, the last price above 500 and less than 2000 should come. Okay, so since we cannot run this directly, so what you can do is, you can add a condition, multiple condition. So and df LTP greater than 500. Okay, okay, it didn't get any value. Okay, so I did a mistake here, it should be less than 2000 and greater than 500. So we are getting the values of stock price which is greater than 500 and less than 2000. So when executing you will get this. Okay, well, yeah, that's pretty much about this, and even you can slice the values as well. I forgot the syntax, but let me see. Okay, it should be like this. Well, yeah, you can do that way. Maybe in the upcoming videos I will show a different way, but that will be based on the index. Okay, so we can do the slicing here. See, for example, let me show you. So here it is showing Sun Pharma, S Bank, Lupin and Cipla. So basically you can, sometimes it may be slicing will work out. Say df.log, and we are just giving Sun Pharma. I'm not sure whether this will work. It will work well with this thing. We are printing Sun Pharma to Cipla. Okay, so it got printed. So you got Sun Pharma, S Bank, Lupin and Cipla. So this is called slicing. Slicing is nothing but we are saying from where to where you are printing. So if I am printing here Lupin only, so you can just print Lupin to Cipla. Okay, so this use case will not occur in such case, like based on the symbol, but basically it will needed when you want to slice based on the date. Say for example, you have filtered the, you have got 1 month history data, and then you want to filter the date from, you have to set the date as an index, and then you can filter it based on, okay, yesterday to today or Monday to Tuesday, like that you can do that. Okay, that's pretty much it there. So there is one more thing, though it is getting lengthier, I will finish that as well. Okay, so everything it will be printed so far we have seen everything is printed as in the console, that is terminal. If you are executing in this it's going to run as part of this terminal only. Okay, say for example, let me show you that. Okay, I'm just going to execute the same code into the terminal. Okay, so what will happen is whatever you have seen there, it's going to execute here. Okay, sometimes it is not so good like this, or it will get overwritten because the terminal will hold certain values only. So in that case, writing it to the log file will be helpful, because anytime you can see that. Okay, so let me show you how to write. Well, first step you have to do is you have to import the logging functional module. So this is nothing but import logging. Okay, when once the import logging is done, you have to mention the file name. So what we can do is just give log file name, defining a variable, and you can give like this. So if you just give file name as something like log date.txt, log.txt. Okay, so what will happen is it will automatically create a file called log.txt. But at times what we need is every day you want to different log for a simplification. So what you can do is, let us use datetime functionality here. So the date will be datetime.now, datetime.now.date will be returning the date. Okay, so now let me explain you one more functionality here of the Python. Okay, so now after log I am making underscore, and I am entering within the open brace and curly brace. Okay, and this is a string dot format we have to use, and whatever I am giving here, the first value will be replaced for this 0. Okay, so now I am giving datetime dot now dot date. Okay, so what will happen is this datetime.now, whatever there, it will get overwrite here. So when you are executing it today, this date will be today's date, and when you are executing tomorrow, the date will be changed automatically here. The new, every time a new file will be created. Okay, so I hope this is not creating any confusion, but if you are getting confused, maybe you can try it in the Python console. It will show you. Maybe while executing I will show you. Okay, so there are certain configuration you have to do for the log file configuration. I'm not going to in depth of that, but I'll just give you the overview. Okay, so first one is log file name. You're going to give the log file name, and you're defining a handler, I mean the file object, the log file object, that is logger for simplification I'm saying. And then this is the first step in doing the logging. Okay, so you have to initiate this logger thing, and you can just give underscore name. It means it will, the underscore name means it will take the file name automatically, no need to specify the file name again. Okay, and now we are setting the logger level. So log level you are giving it as debug. Okay, you can go through the logging document. There will be multiple levels. It could be debug, info, error, all those things, and at a time you can have multiple logging files as well. Logging, and let's say some file which will update only the errors, and some file you want like info and debug. If you want to run in debug mode, you can have that in the enable info mode or debug. Okay, you can see the levels there. Okay, and now we are defining the formatter. Formatter are nothing but we are defining how the format should be. Okay, so it is logging dot formatter, and then you are giving first you want to give the time, so that is the reason you are giving AC time. Okay, it should be in the bracket AC time, and yes, and the next will be hyphen, and then you are giving name. Okay, and then you are giving level name. Okay, and everything should have this. Yes, this is all configuration, normal default format, you can just check. And now the original message you are giving. Okay, what is the error message? Well, okay, so this is for format, and then we are adding a handler to this. This is what we are creating. Okay, logging dot file handler. File handler is nothing but you are writing to the file, okay, and the file name you have to give. File name is nothing but this file name, log file name, okay. And then again you are setting the level for this, and this also debug, okay. And you are setting the format for this, and the format will be we have already defined, which is formatter, okay. And then you are adding this, sorry I got cold. Yeah, you are adding this handler, attaching this handler to the logger, so it should be add handler and then, okay. So we are missing this R. I think it is clear now. So whatever we had defined, we created a log file name and we are setting all the configuration for the logs, okay. So now say where I can write, where is the request, okay. So here what I can do is just type logger dot info, and you are saying fetching data from NSE India site, okay. And then you can add, it's up to you, wherever you want to add log for your debugging purpose you can add it, okay. So you can add here, mention here fetched data successfully, okay. Well, and you may be facing some errors as well. Say before in this we have faced some error, right? So this is exception handling. So basically you can do this df of LTP dot pd dot to numeric, and you are adding this LTP, okay. So earlier we were adding this this one we are trying to convert and we got the error, right? So we are going to catch this exception, okay. Instead as error, this is not recommendable, but still you can use it for now as a training purpose, okay. This is like very wide exception, we are not specifying what exception it is, okay. And then you can write here as logger dot error, and you can mention error occurred, okay. And let me show you one more exception to capture. Assume that, okay, so we have this data here. So here also I am adding a try catch exception. Try I am printing our data printing Suresh. You know this, there is no key in that Suresh, so it will obviously shows exception. So what we are going to do is we are going to key error, because this exception will throw key error, and capturing that as a error and then mentioning it into logger dot error and saying key not found, okay. And we didn't exit here, so obviously it will go to the next line. It means we can just print as well, continuing, okay. Okay, so now let us execute this program. It is executing. My machine got something slow, okay. We did some other mistake. Just okay, so we have added small formatter, so it should be capital R formatter, okay. So now the error is gone, and let us execute this. It will throw, okay. So you can see here, okay. So let us execute again. Okay, we are getting some error message because of this. This is not correct, okay. So I'm just making it more formatable, okay. So now let us execute. Well, so now you got the error saying that data Suresh, this is type error, okay. And if you see here we have captured key error only, where is this? Okay, so this is key error, and since this is type error, it has thrown error. Okay, and you can see here log 2018-815.txt it is created, and you can see this is a main program because we have used in main name, and since it is called directly, it is calling this as a main program. Okay, so you can see here fetching data from NSE India site. Okay, so now if you have used this as exception on the whole like this, it will work perfectly because it will capture all the error. But sometimes to specify the error message rightly, it is advisable to capture the each error sometime. Okay, type error as error, and you can do the same thing. Okay, I'm just typing type and do this. Now you didn't get the error because the error is captured. You can see here, and it is printing the continue. Though there is a error message here, it didn't stop the program and still continued. Okay, at times you may need to stop the program, but sometime you may need to continue, or you can do the retry also. Say for example, you can add a while loop here, and max retry you can do that. Maybe 3 retries you can do that, and using that. Okay, so capture the exception like this. Okay, so now let us see the log file. Okay, so you can see here these are all info. It is starting from here. This is previous execution. The execution starts from here, fetching data, and then the first error shows type not found, and then it is showing fetch data successfully, and this is for the LTP. It is showing error occurred. Okay, yeah, well, I think I have covered everything with respect to introduction to the Python in these past 3 videos, and from the next video I'm going to start teaching you how to get the data from the Upstox. For that you need to have subscribed to their you need to have their Upstox account, and also you need to subscribe to their API service. In the next video I will show how to do that, and following to that video, maybe in the weekend I will post this video on the same, and you should be able to fetch the data from the Upstox and use it for trading. Okay, well, thanks so much for watching. Please do subscribe and share to your friends as well. Thanks again. Okay, good day.